Okay. So today topic is subnet. So what is subnet? So before going to subnet, like we know, right? So our network, it deals with IPs, right? It deals with IPs. We
Yes.
have a range of IPs, right? Or classes of IPs, right? We will discuss about the classes as well. So first we will see what is in subnet in the introduction. So introduction is nothing but dividing the large network. So dividing the large network into small network is the subnetting. Okay. So for example, if there is some network, for example, 10.11.11.11 or 11.11.0/24. So you can divide this network in multiple ways. Okay. So because why we have to divide this network? For example, if we take any organization, we have like multiple teams. We have like HR team, we have like sales team, okay, and we have like IT team, okay, and we have like vendor. So we have like multiple teams is there, or else like multiple clients we have. So we have to allocate IPs for each and every team, right? So if we can divide our network, for example, this network, if it is having 255 IPs, okay, if it is having 255 IPs, here we have only like 20 users. So if we allocate this entire network or this entire subnet to this only one HR group, here we have 255 IPs, fine. But why we need to give the 255 IPs to them? Since there are only 20 members, hardly if you want to give extra, you can give few more IPs. But why do we need to give total subnet, right? So we can save these IPs in effective manner, and it is easy to manage, right? And also more security. If we have limited IPs, limited people can connect. If more IPs, there is a chance to connect more people. So when more people, like less security. And second thing, it is for easy for troubleshooting as well. For example, since you are the network administrator, you will give the network, okay, for example 10.10.10.0 to 20 is your IPs, 10.11.11.02, so 0 to 20 we will giving here, again 10.11.11.20 to 40, so we'll give here similarly 40 to 60 and 60 to 80, here we will give. So now we are dividing IPs, okay, one subnet we are dividing into multiple subnet or multiple networks to use the IPs in effective way, and also for easy managing. And more second thing, while troubleshooting, since you are network administrator, you are deciding the network. By saving IP itself, you can identify, okay, this IP is assigned to which group, or this IP is assigned to which team, right? So you can understand, okay, this particular, okay, this ranges belongs to HR group. If HRs are facing problem, you have to identify this particular network. So you don't want to see for other networks, because we are sure we are the network engineer, we divided the networks, right? So it's easy to manage and troubleshoot and to manage the IPs in effective manner, right? Fine. So first, like what is IP address? For example, we have classes of IPs. Okay, in the network, these are the standards. Okay, in IPv4. Okay, in IPv4, we have classes of IPs. What are the classes? Class A, Class B, Class C, and Class D and Class E. Okay, Class D and Class E. So what are these classes? These are the classification of IPs, right? So we are seeing IPs in our computers or mobiles, wherever. But how these IPs are coming? So this is there is a standards. So for example, if you can see the class A, IP address range is 0 to 127, right? 0 to 127. And class B range is 128. Since 127 is completed here, so next IP is 128. So 128 to 191. Okay, 128 to 190. Okay, and class C network is 192 to 223. Class D 224 to 239. And what about class E? 240. 240 to 255. Okay, so these are the classification IPs. Class A range is 0 to 127. Class B range is 128 to 191. Class C range is 192.223. And class D range is 224.39 to 39. And class E range is 242 to 55. So, okay, we divided classes, but why we have to divide? So there is a specific purpose is there. For example, if you see class A, class B, these ranges we are using for the unicasting. Like we can use in organizations like companies or private organizations. We will use these IPs. Why do we need to use class A, B, C? First, these are the unicast IP addresses. Second thing, these having the more IP addresses when compared to D and E. And what about D? D, this class D is used for the multicasting. Okay. What about class E? This is used for the research. For example, we have ISRO. Okay, they have some research and developments, right? So this is dedicatedly used for the research and developments. So these we cannot use. So now this is the purpose for the classification, right? And how this look like? For example, 0.127 I given the range. So usually, like we know, right? IP address. IP means Internet Protocol. It is a like a 32-bit value. Okay, how 32-bit value in the sense? For example, again you take IP 10 dot 20 dot 30 dot 40. Total how many we this IP address we separate with the dotted. Okay, so IP address is a dotted decimals. So this is each is octet. Why we are putting dot means we are saying this is the IPv4 address and it is having the 4 octets. Okay, so we are separating each octet. This is 1 octet, this is 1 octet, this is 1 octet. So total what is IPv4 size? It's a 32-bit value. Okay, it's a 32-bit value. How we are saying 32-bit value? So each octet, so like we said, right, a IP address will have total 8 octets. Okay, so here is 8, here is 8, 8 and 8. So if you can place this 8 plus 8, 16, 16 plus 8, 24, 24 plus 8, 8, 32, right? Now we are matching. So this is, so IPv4 address, it is a 32-bit value size and it is having 4 octets. Each octet contains 8 bits. Okay, is it clear? Any doubts in this? Yes, no confusion are good. So these values we have to remember. So there is no other way, right? And these are the dedicated ranges. So like it cannot manipulate or something, or it will not change. Okay. So how these ranges look like? So for example, A0, like we said, class A range, we said like 0 to 127. So it will be like this 0 dot Just let me do this. I'll show you an example. I have one snapshot here. Okay, fine. Okay, so these are the our IP address range looks like B. So class A, if you can see here, class A, what is their class A range? 0 to 127. How this range looks like B? 0.0.0.0 to 127.255.255.255, right? And what about the class B? 128 to 191. And the range would be 128.0.0.0 to 191.255.255.255. Okay. And what about class C? 192.0.0.0 to 223.255.255.255. Okay, fine. And what about the class A, class B, class C? So the major difference in class A, we have one network bit. Okay. In class B, we have two network bits. In class C, we have three network bits, right? First, what is IP address? IP address is a combination of network bits and host bits, right? Class is a combination of network bits and host bits. So that's why class A, it is reserved. So in class A, first octet, it is a network octet. Okay. So here total 8 bits belongs to network. Here, like we said, right, IP address is total 4 octets. Each octet contains 8 bits. So in class B, 2 octets are network range. Okay, these are the two network um, octets. So similarly, class C, 3. So like this, it will go on. Okay, fine. And till here we are good. So why we are saying like range is 0 to 127 only. Okay, let me go here. So for example, if you can see class A, okay, what is the class A range? We discussed,
0
right?
to 127.
0 to 127. Okay, so now we have to calculate like this. 2 power 0. I think I noted somewhere here. I'll show you instead of writing again. Okay, right. We'll clear this. Okay, so uh, we have 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 power 2, 2 power 3, 2 power 4, 2 power 5, 2 power 6, and 2 power 7. Why we took till 7? If you see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We said, right, each octet contains 8 bits. For example, if this is a IP 10.10.10. So this is the total. It contains 4 octets, right? And each octet contains 8 bits. So when we are dividing our network, we will use this concept. So we will give 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 power 2, right? Now, again, if come to class A, right? Class A. Class A, how many network bits we said? One network bit, right? One network bit. For example, if this is your class A, okay, let it be divided like this. Octet 1, octet 2, octet 3 and 4. So this first octet in a class A, first octet is network bit and other three are host bits. So how network will looks network octet look like? So it is like 1 1 1 1. Total how many bits we need to have? 8, right? So 8 place host. So remaining we said, right, IP is a combination of network bits and host bits. Okay, IP is a combination of network bits and host bits. So network bits is denote like it's identified with a 1 and host bit is a 0, right? So wherever we saw network bit, we will take it as a 1 1 1, and wherever see host bits, it is like 0 0. Okay, total 8 times zeros. Similarly, same for this host as well. So and for this as well. Okay, same 8 zeros here. Okay, I will write. Let me clear this. Okay, 0 0 0 0. Okay, 3 6 1 more. Plus same. Okay, so total. So network bits and 3 host bits, 3 host octets, right? Till is fine. So what is our class A range? 0 to 127. So before going here, so what is the minimum value and maximum value in the network, right? First of all, we will give all zeros here. Okay, all zeros we will give here. So what is the total value of these all zeros? 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0. What is the output? 0. So this is the minimum value. Okay, this is the minimum value in the network. So what is the maximum value? What is 2 power 1? 2. 2 power 2?
0. 2.
4.
Till 128.
4.
Sorry, here will have to come.
Actually,
Okay, 2
2
power
power
0
0,
1.
1, right?
Right,
Yeah.
I forgot to write here. Okay, 2 power 0 1. 2 power 1 2. 2 power 2.
4.
Okay, similarly
8. 16. 32.
32.
64. 128.
so what is the total sum of this?
255.
5.
Okay, so this is our maximum value. So minimum value is 0 and maximum value is 255. Okay, till here we are good, right? So what we said, for example, if these are the total 8, okay, if these are total 8 octets or 8 sorry, if these are total 8 bits, one second, I will take this. Okay, so what we said in the class A, the first octet is a network octet. So this is a reserved for network. For example, if you take this as a reserved for network, okay, for example, it is 1, then remaining all like 0. So first, okay, we have values here anyhow, right? Okay, so this one is reserved. Okay, this is a network. Since our class A standard is first octet is network bit, remaining hosts are remaining 3 octets are host bits, right? So remaining, so host, what we said, host values are 0. Host like network is indicated with 1, host bits are 0, network bits are 1 and host bits are 0. So except this first octet, remaining all are 0. Okay, any doubt here? Hello?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. Okay, sorry. One. So this is reserved. The reserved one we will consider it as a. We have to take it as 0. Let me change this. Okay, 0. So just calculate what are the total IPs now. 64 plus 32 plus 16 plus 8 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1. So 64 plus 32, 96. 96 plus 16, 106 and 6. 112. 112 plus 8, 120. 120 plus 4, 124. 126 plus 1, total 127. Okay. So what is in a class M maximum IP is 0 to 127. And if you take all zeros, so the minimum value is 0, right? Again, if you take as all are 0, for example, if this is 1, let's say what we said, right, minimum values we indicate with 0, 0, 0 and zeros. So 0 into, if you multiply everything, it is 0. And we have to know this AND logic, right? AND logic is 0 into 0, 0, 0 into 1, 0, 1 into 0, 0, 1 into 1, 1. Okay. Whenever in the whole subnetting concept, we will use this. For example, I'll give one example. If one octet contains total 8 bits, right? Okay, total 8. Now we'll give like this, 0. I'll clear this, okay? Okay. So first we'll take one octet, okay? To write for 8 octet, it will take more space and more time. I'll write for 1. 1, 1, 1, okay? Okay, we'll take binary values, hexadecimal value like 0, 0, 0, 1, 0. Okay, I'll show in another way. We'll take here. So it will match you, so you can tell easily. So we have, we'll write values here, 128, 64, 32, 16, 8, 4, 2, 1, right? So now we'll give here 1, 1, 1, 1. Total we'll give in a one octet, we will give all ones. Now we will give another binary value like 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1. Okay, we'll divide this. Okay. Now we know AND logic, right? Okay, now we know the AND logic. So we will perform this AND logic now. So 1 into 0, right? What is 1 into 0?
0.
Same, 1 into 0, 0. 1 into 1,
1.
1. Again, 1 into 0, 0. 1 into 1, 1. 1 into 0, 0, 0, and 1 into 1. So why we need to perform this? To know that octet value. Okay, what is the octet value? Simply we are saying 10. But how this 10 is coming? So this is the combination of these bits. So now we will see the value of this octet. So 0 anyhow, no value for 0. Ignore this. Ignore this. So what is this acted? So this bit value 32 plus 0. You can ignore this, and this 1 into 1 1. So now it's what is the value here? 8. Similarly 0 0 and 1. So what is total value? This octet value is 41, right? Any doubt in this?
No.
Okay, fine. Similar way, now we'll go for the class B. What is the difference between class A and class B? In class A, we have only one network bit and three host bits, right? In class B, okay, in class B, what is our class B range? Is 128 to 191. It like 128.0.0.0 to, sorry, 191. So 191.255.255.255, right? This is our range. And in class B, for example, if we can say IP address in 4 octets, again, we'll divide this. In class B, first 2 octets are network bits. Okay. In class A, only first octet is network bit. But in class B, first 2 octets are network bits. Okay. Remaining are host bits. So in class A, network bit, it will indicate with 0. First octet is filled with 0. Okay. And in class B, okay, we'll revert it back. In class B, it is like 1 0. Okay. So this is the reserved network bits. First octet is 1 and second octet is 0, right? So what is the minimum value in the class B? Class B is 128. Okay. So let's say one example. Again, we'll clear this. Okay. So 128, 64, 32, 16, 8421. Okay. So in class A, for example, you take it as one octet. In one octet, first two bits are what? Network bits, right? So this is network bit and this is network bit. In class B, how the network bits are resolved with? First one is 1, second one is 0. Okay. To calculate, so whatever the changes will happen only on this one. So these two bits are reserved. You cannot change this. So these you can change. You can, for example, to calculate the minimum value. Let's like how we identified in the minimum value and maximum range. First, we initially took all zeros, then we took all ones. So now to identify the minimum value, we will take all zeros. Okay. Just multiply 1 into 128, 128 plus all zeros. So what is the total value? 128. What is our class B range? 128. So our class B 128, 128 to 191. So since first one is reserved, second one octet is also reserved. It don't is 0. It will result with 0 remaining. So we are finding with the minimum value. So when we are finding with the minimum value, we'll take all zeros. And now the minimum value is 128. Okay. So this is our starting range. What about the maximum value? Again, you take. So now to write the maximum value, how we will see? We'll replace these zeros with 1, right? 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Now you can multiply this. 1 into 20, 128, 128 plus 0 into 64, 0 plus 1 into 32, 32 plus 16 into 1 or 1 into 16, 16. Similar way, 8, 4. Can someone say what is the total value of this? Hello? Okay. 128
192.
is it? Okay. So 128 plus 32. Okay.
Total 255, but
Okay, no problem. Let me explain. So 120,
191, right?
yes, 191 is the total value.
190.
Okay, already I mentioned here. So, but to give it with example, I'm showing this. Okay, 128 plus 32. Just add these two here. 130, 130 plus 30, 160, 160, 176. Okay, 176 and 184, 188, 190 plus 1, 191. So what is our maximum range in a class B? 191, right? So our class B range is 128 to 191. Similar way, class C also same, but in class C, the first three octets are reserved with 1. Let me remove this. First octet is reserved with 1. Sorry, first bit. Second bit is 1 and third one is 0. So can you calculate yourself and you can tell me like what is the minimum value, maximum value here? Even I'm okay if you say tomorrow, right?
224.
So now what is the rule? Since in class C, what is the class C range? Class C range is 192 to 223, right? And what is the another rule? In class C, if there are 4 octets, okay, network bit, first to 3 are network bits, okay, and the last octet is host bits, okay. So these are reserved. So these are reserved like 1, 1, 0. Now whenever you are doing, if you want to see the minimum value, put all zeros here, okay, and count total value. Just multiply 1 into 128, 1 into 64. You can write here 128, 64 like that. Then you can multiply it 1 into 128, 1 into 64. Anyhow remain all 0, right? So here 128 plus 64. How much? 192, right? So this is our minimum range. Again, if you use, if you want to identify the maximum value, you put all ones and you multiply. Okay, remove these zeros, right? You multiply and you can identify, you can get the minimum and maximum values. So we have to focus on class A, class B, class C, since these are the unicast and these will be used in the organizations. Since like class D is reserved for the multicasting purpose and class E reserved for research. Okay, like for ISRO, it is research reason for. And like IP address, we have two types, right? What is IP address? Like internet protocol, like public IP address. Okay, facing difficulty to write this. Public IP and private IP. Anyone can say like what is the difference between public IP and private IP?
Uh, Public IP is used for routers.
Hmm.
Like when we wanted to go for like big network, like WAN technology, then
Hmm.
we use public. Private we use for in like within the area, like geographical location within the LAN.
Yeah. So mostly these we will use private networks within the organizations. But when you want to communicate from one geographical location to another geographical location, especially like service provider. Since we communicate one place to another place with by the help of service providers, so we will use the public IP where like in the mostly in ISP places, even for organizations also we will take for the public IPs, but these will be chargeable. Okay, this IP you can use freely, but this you have to buy, right? So that's why we will use very less, and this we will use like more. This within the organization, this when like service provider or you have any special purpose. Okay, for example, you have a one application or server, you want to publish it, so you want to communicate with the outside world, right? Then you have to purchase the public IP and you have to use it, right? And private IPs will use it as a free, and public IPs we have to buy. Is it clear or any doubts? Hello. So
It's clear.
now we are clear, right? Like how to identify the what are the classes and what is the combination of IP address, and the class A how many network bits have, and similar to class B, class C. Okay, and what is the minimum IP and maximum IP, and how to perform this AND logic like 000111011. And now we will take one example